Hey guys, welcome to my channel We Fly High Aviation. Today's topic is going to be very interesting as we are going to discuss something about Operation Bandar. So without wasting any time, fasten your seatbelt, stow up your tray table, open your window blinds and prepare for takeoff. Before I begin with the video, all the information provided by me is available on the public domain and there is no harm for the national security. So, what is the Pulwama attack? On 14th of February 2019, a convoy carrying CRPF personnel was attacked by a suicide bomber belonging to a terrorist group, Jaish-e-Mohammed. Indian Air Force has replied for these strikes by conducting an airstrike at Balakot, Chakoti and Muzaffarabad. So what is this Operation Bandar? It's an operation conducted by the Indian Air Force on 26th of February 2019 to strike terror launch pads and base camps of Jaish-e-Mohammed located at Balakot, Chakoti and Muzaffarabad. These strikes were conducted in a reply for Pulwama attack which took place on 14th of February 2019. And this strike was given a code name which is Operation Bandar. So I'll narrate you the whole story. On 14th of February, after these strikes were conducted, the Indian Armed Forces were preparing for a full-scale battle against Pakistan and the Air Force was given a go-ahead to strike at terror launch pads and base camps who were held responsible for the Pulwama attack. And within next 2 to 3 days, the Indian Air Force has activated all its radars. All the forward bases were full of fighters. The Indian Navy sent all its battleships. The Indian Army got its reinforcement from the reserve personnel, and this turned into a situation of a war. So then, the Indian Air Force has scrambled all its AWACS aircraft. The AWACS is generally the Airborne Early Warning and Control System, which is a long-range mobile radar surveillance aircraft. They generally give situational awareness to other fighters and attack aircrafts in those particular areas. And even the electronic intelligence satellites of the ISRO were also active and continuously focusing on these terror launchpads and base camps, giving appropriate information to the Indian Armed Forces. And according to the Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanova, the terror launchpads and base camps were already marked after the 26/11 attacks on Mumbai. And now, coming to the main topic, how was the secrecy maintained? Because it's a very secret operation. It was a type of surgical strike, so everything must be kept secret. So to maintain secrecy, the Indian Air Force carried out its normal operations, generally what they do at the peacetime. Even the officers working at the air bases had no clue about this operation. And according to few reports which are official from the Indian Air Force, the Air Chief Marshal was at Aero India Bangalore and spent 4 days of time just days before the strike. And therefore this had left no clue about the operation. And then, in the name of operational readiness, this is generally an activity conducted by the Indian Air Force to test how ready is the Indian Air Force if there is a war with any other country. So in this name, they have loaded the Spice 2000 laser guided bombs into their Mirage 2000s. And then the main thing was left over. On this day of strike, they have to divert the whole focus of the Pakistani radars, air defense and the fighters towards the international boundary. To do that, the Indian Air Force has sent a package of aircrafts towards Bhavalpur, which is the headquarters of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. And therefore, this has completely diverted the Pakistani Air Force attention towards the international boundary. And hence, they have opened a gate for the Indian Air Force to strike at their particular target. And then, the Mirage 2000s, they were 12 in number, went a few nautical miles into the Pak-occupied Kashmir, released their payload which is the Spice 2000 and Israeli laser-guided bombs, and they've totally dropped a payload of around 1000 kilograms, hence resulting higher number of casualties at the target. But the next day, Pakistan denied for these strikes conducted by the Indian Air Force, saying that they have dropped these payloads at an open place and there was no damage to any of the buildings. But due to the clouding, the ISRO was unable to provide images on time. But within the next 48 hours, the ISRO has sent all the images showing the extent of the damage at Balakot. This proves that the Indian Air Force was successful at hitting the target. According to few reports, the Indian Air Force was in a confusing state whether to strike at the target or no, because the weather conditions at the target was very poor and they had a doubt in the performance of the weapon. And now these were the end of the strikes. But what was the aftermath? On 27th of February 2019, the Pakistani Air Force sent a package of Mirage 3, Mirage 5 and GF-17 and F-16 Thunders. They did not violate the Indian airspace according to the Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanova, but for sure they have dropped their payloads in order to strike the brigade headquarters of the Indian Army. In a reply, the Indian Air Force has scrambled its jets, which includes the MiG-21s and the Sukhoi 30s. And then there was an air battle between these. The MiG-21s were following the Pakistani Air Force fighters, and then the Su-30s were protecting the ground units. And at a point, the legend Wing Commander Abhinandan has put a lock on the F-16 and shot it down. But unfortunately, his aircraft has crossed the line of control and the Pakistani Air Defense has shot down his aircraft. And as soon as he ejected due to the wind direction, he unfortunately ended up landing in the other side of the country, which is Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. From there, he was taken as the prisoner of war and he was returned on March 1st after intense diplomatic and political pressure. And by this, I want to conclude this video. And from next week, you will get my videos either on Saturday night or on Sunday morning. Thank you. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel Fly High Aviation. And if you did not like this video, don't hesitate to click the dislike button. And you can also suggest few changes in the comment section below and also suggest me on what topic I have to make a video next week. Thank you. Signing off, Ravi Sundar.